where else in the world can you walk into the waiting room, an empty waiting room of your nurse's office, to book blood tests and see the nurse, and um, when he asked you, well, when do you want them? Do you want them tomorrow? And I went, well, can we have them now? And he went, yeah, you can have them now. Have your blood tests and then get your results by email that evening. I've just got the results through on my email from the blood test we had this morning that we hadn't even booked. I don't know where anywhere that you could have that. And I know that we're lucky, and the French system isn't necessarily like that all over. And, it's that time of year when still people are on holiday, maybe. But yeah, I just walked in, and there we go. And good blood test, good results. The results that my doctor's checking are still coming down. So my HbA1c is coming down still, which is it measures your blood sugar over a period of 3 months. So that's still coming down, which is good. And my cholesterol has come down, which is the one that he's nagging me about, and the one I'm determined to go my own way with. So that's come down a bit. So I'm really pleased about that. Mark should have his results through email, but he checked just now and they weren't there, so I'm hopeful they'll come through. They don't normally for him. I don't know whether he hasn't got it because he hasn't set up an account. Probably he hasn't. It's me that does all the admin. We had to sit and have a phone call from the bank the other day to get him access to his bank account. And the only way they could do that was to talk to him on the phone, when in reality it's me that accesses his bank account, not him. He won't look at it. But so I now have access to his bank account, which is our bank account. Ultimately, it's a joint bank account. But we've got a life assurance that it's called an assurance fee. It's not like life insurance. Life assurance. And I got to remember, I used to sell it. I got to remember, insurance is for property, assurance is for life, for people. I think that's the way around it is. I can't remember. It's, God, how many years ago is it since I was doing that? I was in my early 30s, so 30 odd years ago. Anyway, we took out an assurance fee for him, but it isn't how insurance or assurance works in the UK. I don't know how it works in America, but here you pay in, or you create an assurance fee. You can start one when you're young and just pay money into it like you would say a pension. Pay a monthly sum for a pension, and then when you retire, it's a big savings account. And the problem here is when you take out something like that at Mark's age, and he was 74, 73 when we did it. He hasn't so many years to pay into it, and were to he have started it and then died a week later, we would have got back what we put into it. But in the UK, you can start an insurance policy, life assurance, and you can assure yourself to a certain amount of money, start paying your premiums, die, and you get the money that you assured yourself for, not just the money you paid in. That's the difference. So in the UK, if you're young, you can take out whole life insurance. I think we used to call them temporary life insurance, for hundreds of thousands of pounds for a very small amount of monthly money. And if something happens, then um, your survivor, your benefactor, gets 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 pounds. It doesn't work like that here. You get what you paid in back. So it's like, if anything had happened to Mark last week, I would have got whatever his life insurance is worth, life assurance fee is worth, and not more than that. What more in terms of its earned interest, but not massively more. I'm not sure I'm making sense. But yeah, it's very different. So why was I talking about it? Oh, me doing all the admin, so that he probably hasn't got an account with the laboratory. So I'm going to have to look into that. We made sure that he'd got the email address this morning when he sent our bloods in. So hopefully it'll come back, Mark's, because Mark's the one that's more important, because he had a bit of a, because it measures it over 3 months. So more than 3 months ago, he was having a bit of a thing about, I gave up being um, taking responsibility for what he eats, because I just thought, no, I've got to concentrate on what I'm doing for me. I'm going to stop eating at 6 o'clock. He's not ready to stop eating at 6 o'clock, so I'll leave him to do his own food. So I left him to do his own food, and he started eating like a single man. And I couldn't tell him. I couldn't tell him. He wouldn't listen to me. And it wasn't until our friend, I mean, I've told this before, we were over in the UK in May, so we're going back quite a few months. And I was talking to our friends that we were eating with that day. And Jane's a doctor, and we're talking about Mark's blood results. And then she WhatsApped me a few weeks later saying, I'm really quite concerned about Mark's blood results, and talked about what was worrying her, and asking me to talk to him about it, and me saying, well, that won't go down well. But actually, it did. He took it from her. And then they were here visiting, and a couple of discussions about cholesterol, about diabetes, about various things. And he has completely changed his eating. He's come back into my um, time scale. So he's just had his supper now. I've just had mine. Um, he's eating more carefully. He's not having tonic water. He's having fizzy water. Um, what else was? Oh, chutney. Thing about chutney, loads of chutney. All of that he stopped. So I'm hopeful that his HbA1c will have come right down, because that was the most important thing. But we should find out. It should be on his email. Um, so yeah, it was really good to get our blood test done this morning, because it means that we haven't got to go out again in the week to do that. That's done. That's another tick off the list. I slept in the hammock, had my siesta in the hammock, very comfortable, really nice day. The only problem was that that umbrella is down, and so part of me was in full sun. Um, but I was so comfortable, I didn't want to get out and move the hammock, because I can't put the umbrella up. But I could have moved the hammock. Getting in and out of the hammock's really not easy. And I'd got so comfortable that I didn't want to get out, so I didn't. So I slept, and only got disturbed when a fly was quite interested around. I could hear it around my head, and I never know when there's going to be um, horsefly. I don't know whether they sound different, so I was a bit worried about that. So I decided to get myself out of the hammock. But I think I was probably in it an hour, so that was really comfortable. I've got this out here with me, which I bought, which is a anti mosquito repellent thingy. I'm a bit disappointed. I didn't really pay attention. I looked at it and saw all the flashy lights and assumed that it was just based on. I don't know what I thought it was based on, but I didn't realise it was going to have chemicals in it, and it's got chemical tablets in that you would have in a plug-in. So it's just like a plug-in, and I don't have stuff like that in the house. We don't have stuff plugged in. Um, I really don't like it. The only reason I'm using this out here is because I sort of think, well, I am out in the open, but I'm not sure that I will buy more tablets for it when it's done. And I'm not sure how effective it is, really. Can hear a fly now. I don't think it's meant to repel flies. I think it is a mosquito repeller. No, that's not a mosquito. I've had a couple of days of not feeling well. Um, Earlier this afternoon, I still wasn't feeling well. I'm feeling a bit better at the moment. I don't know what's going on in there. Keep hearing him making ice. I think he's making coffee now. Um, He's probably doing what I do. I think he's watching Cracker, which I can't watch. I watched bits of it years ago when he was watching it. Started to watch it with him more recently, but I can't watch it. I can't watch it. It's a bit too simplified now. I suppose in its time it wasn't, but it's just, they sort of come to the answers too easily in these crime shows, and I just find it irritating, and I don't like the character that Robbie Coltrane is playing. I don't like Cracker. I used to be fascinated by him, but now I don't like him. So yeah, I can't watch it with him. So I wonder, a bit like me. So he probably watched somebody drinking coffee, and I see somebody drinking coffee sometimes, and I think, oh God, I could just do a coffee. And it's too late in the day. I've got water. I've got water with ice. It's my second water with ice. We had quite a salty dinner. Yeah, it was coffee. It's coming out. Did I say you could come out here?
Do I need your permission?
Oh, I think you do.
I don't think I do.
Oh, staggering.
Not staggering.
What have you got in your coffee?
It doesn't matter. Well, I haven't drunk any yet.
Oh, that's all right. Then you're just staggering without the alcohol.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was saying now. You've put me off.
You were asking me if I had sought permission to come out.
No, I'm talking to the phone, not you. What was I saying to the phone?
Oh, I don't know. Hello, phone or something?
No. Yeah, I was talking about. Oh yeah. I'm on my second pint of iced water because our dinner was salty. It was nice, but salty. It was. I did minced beef, but I sort of chucked in ingredients that I might chuck in if I were making crispy chili beef without the crispy. Because it wasn't crispy, was it? Not really.
Not really,
no, I
no.
wasn't meant to be making it crispy.
No, but it had a firmish texture.
Yeah, because I didn't add any liquid apart from the soy sauce, which made it salty. But it was quite nice. So we had that with rice for dinner, but I think that's probably why I'm drinking my second pint of water, because it was salty. So that's that. I'm going to find out what Mark's blood results are. Hopefully. You say you looked?
I looked.
Perhaps I'll go and have a look. Who were you emailing? Susan? Hugh. Okay. So, thanks for watching, and have a nice evening or morning, depending where you are when you get this.